say you need to create a screencast. That is, you have some stuff on screen that you'd like to share and you'd like to include some audio behind it. So basically, you want to give somebody the experience of you're staring at your computer screen, and as you were to talk through, you just want somebody else to experience or simulate the feeling of what if they were just right next to you and just watched you as you or watched your screen as you talk through what's on screen. So it'd be nice to create a video that does this kind of thing. And for this purpose on screen, I chose to create a set of slides. I happen to use PowerPoint, but this could be done using anything else. So it doesn't have to be PowerPoint. It doesn't even have to be slides, just whatever you have on screen if you wanted to share this with people. But in my case, let's say we've got this slideshow. That just has one title slide and then 3 other slides in it. And this is the thing that we're going to try to create a presentation of. You're going to need another piece of software. It's called OBS, which stands for Open Broadcaster Software. That is free. It's available for Windows and Mac. You've got to download and install it. I've already done that. And when you do that, you get to a thing that looks basically something like this. There are probably going to be a couple key differences, but I'll try to walk through where things will look a little different. And there should be a default scene when you get started. You could let's keep things basic. You could create many scenes, but for now, just in the existing default scene that's already there, where it says sources here, I'm going to click on this plus sign. And I will start by adding in the audio, right? There's really 2 components to the video that we're going to create. There's the visual side of things, and then there's the audio. So I'm going to click audio input capture, and then just in case you get really fancy later, you know, they want you to name this audio source that you're going to use, and you don't have to. I mean, you can just keep this name here for now, and if you want to change there's nothing that's permanent here. So I'll just click OK, and you get to this screen where you need to choose which microphone you'd like to use. Now, everybody's computer is going to look a little different, so don't be too alarmed if my list here looks different from your list. I happen to, be speaking currently into this USB headset that's shown here in creating the video that I'm creating about creating this video. You might have some other microphones available. For instance, on the laptop I'm using, there's this thing that I don't know why it's called external microphone. It's just a microphone that's built directly into the laptop. And hey, if that's the one you've got, use it. It's probably good enough. We're not going for professional audio quality here. And if you're not quite sure, just pick a device at random. And then as you start talking, see if you're getting what you need to out of it. So I'll go ahead and click OK to add that device. Now you'll see even as I talk here, oh wow, the volume level is too much. So the microphone that I happen to be speaking into, it's I don't want to say it's too quality or whatever, but just in terms of calibration, this is too much audio. So I have not started creating the video that we're going to create, but before even doing that, I need to adjust things here. So even currently as I'm speaking, I mean, yeah, it's peaking in this red area quite a lot, and that's not good. In general, when you get to that red, as again, we haven't started a video yet. Or why should we? We haven't even added the visual side of things. But right now, the audio, we need to fix that, right? Like this is too loud. Like if you have something that's too loud, what's going to happen is you've probably heard this in some videos that like there's as somebody speaks and sort of the upper edge of where they're speaking, there's this sort of sound that's like static, and you don't want that. It's really distracting to have that inside your video. There are times when you speak where you're going to be quieter, times when you're louder, when you're more excited, right? And that's fine. Like right now, this is good. Like if I even increase the volume a little bit more, maybe every once in a while, maybe I'll just increase it even a little more for the sake of whatever. And so like maybe when I'm a little excited, yeah, it's peaking a little bit at that. Maybe I'll do even a little more. Sorry about this. So even as I speak right now, yeah, like I'm just a little excited, and every once in a while it's hitting the red. That's probably good. You don't need to be too careful with this. It's just sort of most of your talking, as you just talk through your presentation, you just try to simulate for a minute like how you would talk. If you would sit, you should sit. If you normally stand, try standing, and just try to basically get the yellow visually. That's the sweet spot that you want. So there's the audio side of things. We need to also add in the visual, and there's a couple ways to do this. There's the window capture. The downside, the thing about window capture is if you don't want other things to be shown on your computer. I get that. But the thing is, for me right now with the PowerPoint presentation I'm going to do, as soon as I hit present, that's another window that I can't even select if I were to do this right now. So I'm just going to capture the entire display. That's the entire screen. an entire monitor. Now, again, you can name this something, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to click OK, but in a moment, what you're going to see is going to look a little bizarre, and that's partially because I'm on two monitors. I'm going to try to simulate the one monitor situation for you, so please look away for a second. And if I select this, this is probably, if you're on just on a one monitor setup, you're probably going to look at a thing that looks like this, which, to be really honest, looks really strange on its own as well. But you're just saying, hey, for the visual part of what's going on, I just want just, you know, that the one screen I have, for instance. Now, one thing to note about this is there's this zigzag thing, and it'll depend whether you're going to get that look or not. But I'm going to take this corner and maybe shrink the sizes of this down, because I want the entirety of what I see in this window to show up on screen. Again, I know this looks a little strange, but so far in the video that, again, I'm in the process of making a video about making a video, but I'm going to hit this start record button right now over here. And as I click this button, now inside OBS, I started creating a video. I'm going to minimize OBS, and I'm going to come here and start presenting my PowerPoint slideshow. This is my sample slideshow. Slide 1, you are awesome, I'm awesome, therefore we are awesome. Slide 2, I just want to say that about the technology videos that are being made as part of this channel, each video individually will expand your technological skill set, and I believe it will be immediately applicable. You won't need to watch 30 or 50 videos on this channel in order to do anything. I think if you just watch any one video, you'll be able to do something right away. And most of the audio and video concepts that I'd like to talk about, I think these videos will be really modular, and you'll be able to combine things in creative ways, maybe in ways that I haven't thought of. So have fun, see what you can do. I don't think you can really break anything, and if you feel like you have broken something, you could always just uninstall OBS and then reinstall it. And then finally, with a little practice, I think you'll feel like a pro. Maybe you don't have any expectations of yourself to make a professional level video, and that's fine. But I think that even just a little bit of work and just practicing with that, you can take your videos, and I admit that even 2 months ago I had no idea what I was doing, but I just wanted to create these videos to say, even with just a little bit of stuff, you can, without worrying about trying to be too gimmicky, you can create, I think, videos that will be very impactful for the kinds of presentations you're trying to make. That ends the slideshow, and so what I'll do is I'll hit escape on my keyboard to get out of that part of PowerPoint. I'm going to reopen OBS and click stop recording. So at this point, I'm still recording, obviously, this video that you're currently watching, but that's the end of the video that we just made in OBS. So now if I go to the appropriate place on my computer, I'm going to find that video that's in OBS. And perhaps the one downside of the current video is that at the very beginning, there was that picture-in-picture like look, and at the end, there was that picture-in-picture like look. But if you want, you can take the video that's there, and you could use some other piece of software to edit out the beginning and that end if you really wanted to, or you could just let your audience members know, hey, there's going to be this thing in the beginning and this thing at the end that looks a little strange. Just ignore that. The bulk of the presentation is right in the middle. So whether you take the video that was just created using OBS and do a little editing before uploading, or maybe directly upload it to a place like YouTube, that's up to you. And I should just say that I'm trying this on a I'm trying to simulate a one monitor setup. Now, if you have two monitors, stay tuned. I'll create another video and just point out that you can do a couple things just slightly differently so that you don't have to worry about that picture-in-picture like look. But again, that's if you have a second monitor or a spare, maybe a monitor, one monitor to connect to a laptop or something like that, if you have that lying around. If you don't, I think you can still get something that looks pretty good. And I should just say that I'm using really old equipment as I do this, right? Like, you could just use the built-in microphone in your laptop. The laptop I happen to be recording this on currently is 7 years old from the date of the recording. So you don't really need fancy equipment. You can do this with free software, and you can advance really far. Thanks.